Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. When we invest time, money and labor into maintaining a balcony garden, we often expect to get at least a decent harvest from the plants that we have nurtured. So in this video, we are going to talk about the tips and tricks that we can follow to get a very satisfactory, motivational and bountiful harvest from our balcony. Because if we don't get a decent harvest, most probably we will not try it again. Maybe you will, but it certainly would dampen my spirits. So here I'm going to share some of my tips and tricks that I follow in my balcony to grow as much veggies as possible. These clips are from the year 2021, which was last year, to when I grow my balcony garden. First and foremost is the sunlight. My balcony receives a west-facing sun all throughout the afternoon. So it's 5 to 6 hours of sun that my balcony receives. Second, this is the kind of sunlight that comes in during the evening time. Then comes the soil type. Since you're growing in balcony garden, you would like to keep the soil as light as possible. So your potting mix should contain some vermicompost or some organic manure, and then it should have perlite or coco peat and little bit of garden soil. Why I'm focusing on perlite and coco peat is that they retain moisture, which is very necessary for your veggie garden. Vegetables, although they do not like to be soaked in water, their roots, they still would like at least a moist soil. Next, we will talk about the type of planters you can use. Since you're growing on a balcony, you would like to keep it as light as possible. So a good option is coir baskets. This will not only utilize the vertical space in your garden, but will be also very light in weight. Second most important thing is that they are very well draining, and that is what you need to grow good veggies or fruits. Another type of container that you can grow your veggies in is a grow bag. They are very light in weight again. They do not retain a lot of moisture. They are very well draining. And they also let the roots aerate, which is very, very important for any plant to grow. So they won't let the moisture or the water stand in them and let the plant flourish. If nothing else, you can opt for plastic planters as well. They are also light in weight. Now I'll talk about watering. So for watering, obviously you would need to frequently water your plants because since we are using these well draining pots or planters, the soil will dry up very quickly, and you do not want to let your plants on which you have invested so much time to go dry. Second most important thing to note when watering your plants while maintaining a balcony garden is to be judicious with the use of water, because you might have neighbors downstairs who might get disturbed by the overwatering of your plant and the water flowing over to their patio or their balcony. So watering is a must, but we should be judicious with the use of water so as to not bother other people who are living around us. Next thing is crop selection. It is very important to be mindful of what we are trying to grow in our balcony, because we want to stay motivated and encouraged, because if we don't see our fruit of labor giving us required amount of produce, then we might get discouraged. So here we will talk about a few things that we can keep in mind. Now, So, if we plan to grow peas in our balcony, for example, we can only give it so much space, and even though all the pea pods or the plants will try to produce as much pods as possible, you might not get like a decent amount of peas to use even for a single person or the two people family. So, because of the limited space, I would say growing something like peas would be a constraint. So we should rather focus on plants that can give us bountiful of fruits or produce. So one such plant is tomato. It can grow in a 10 to 8 inch grow bag pot, and it can give you a decent harvest for like sustaining you for week after week. Next is eggplants. So here you can see the eggplants that are growing on my balcony. The thing you need to note is you should have a very good variety of sapling or high producing seedlings that you can use. Next up is chilies. Chilies also take up less space and give you a lot of roots. Ornamental chilies are also one of them. You can also try growing these tiny bulbs of red radishes. They can grow in a very small tray container, and you can see the kind of harvest I got from my tray pot, 6-inch tray pot. Next up is climbers like cucumber, because they can utilize the vertical space of your balcony and still produce lots of fruits for you to have and enjoy. Similarly, you can grow beans. They are also climbers, and they also give you a very good harvest. They are nutritious, and when you are getting fresh veggies which are nutritious as well from your own balcony garden, nothing can beat that joy. Next up, you can grow multi-harvest crops like amaranth, spinach, fenugreek, or coriander, because you can harvest it once and harvest it again. You can also try space saving. So I had this storage box container, and in this container I tried and grew 5 types of vegetables. This is the bean sapling that I just showed you the harvest of like a couple of minutes ago, that I had spotted in this planter. Then I planted a tomato plant. The little saplings that you see down there are radishes, white radishes, and turnips. And I also planted a bell pepper in this container. So this is how they grew. You can see some little green tomatoes up there. My turnip greens were very full, juicy, and I was able to use them in stir fry. The pepper plant was slow in growing, but it still grew and gave me some fruits. And the beans you already saw me harvesting. The radishes and turnip greens were awesome in taste, and they also formed small bulbs that I could use. For fertilizers, I would recommend using something like a liquid seaweed fertilizer that you can mix in water and water your plants. Or you can opt for the organic stick fertilizers to add to your pot. Why I'm saying this is because when we keep on adding fertilizers every 15 days, like a vermicompost or decomposed cow manure, we are still adding some weight to our balcony planters. Second, no, the most important thing is pollination, obviously. So you need to plant some flowers to help the pollinators get attracted to your balcony and help you get as much as possible your veggies and fruits that you have grown in your balcony. Marigold is considered one of the best pollinator attractors, and you can see the result. I got a very busy but happy bumblebee on my strawberry flowers, and I got a very good harvest. You can check my strawberry growing video as well. Last but not the least is patience. Gardening gets you to learn patience for sure, and the fruit of that patience is really very delightful. So that was the video, guys. If you have any further tips and tricks for balcony gardening, then please share in the comment section below. And if you like this video, then please hit the like button and also consider subscribing to my channel for more such videos. Thank you.